knee.
There's also the fact that I love the American conception of freedom and individual liberty, and I think it's a very comforting myth, and it's a useful myth that people tell themselves, but it's always been a minority position. Actually, people very naturally want to bend the knee. A lot of people do and always have. So the guarantee of American individual liberty comes as much from the fact that the founders created a political framework that understood this fact about people. It's Frank Herbert's point when writing Dune that feudalism is the natural state of mankind. The founders recognized by studying the Greeks and studying the Romans that society goes from democracy to oligarchy to tyranny to plutocracy back to democracy and so on and so on. So they consciously built a system which had checks and balances on people's natural want to bend the knee to other people, because that's actually the root of all tyranny. And it sort of goes back to the China point as well, and where the future of China might lie is that if, in some hypothetical world, the Communist Party fell tomorrow, what would arise to replace it? And it probably wouldn't be an American-style pluralistic democracy, because the political institutions simply aren't in place to ensure that that can happen. There will always be the natural tendency, whether it's expressed through like bending the knee to woke or bending the knee to a communist party or bending the knee to a government imposing a lockdown, the people will always look for some sense of unified leadership. And actually what you really need is a set of political institutions that have been created precisely to counteract people's want to acquiesce in that way.
Look, little Platoon sound like Loki from Avengers right now.
It does.
You crave situation.
We have a few questions.
Right, Lord, freedom diminishes your life's joy. Like, come on, man.
This is your natural state. Come on, Platoon. This is your natural state.
I don't like it. I think there's always been a strong minority of people who will resist it. But that's the great thing about America is founded by people who have to flee tyranny, right? The same thing happens when China, when Chiang Kai-shek is overthrown and the Communist Party takes over. The overseas Chinese who move to places like Vietnam do incredibly well because they're fleeing tyranny. These are people who are leaving, and foremost in their mind is the want for individual freedom and liberty. But they had to leave their home countries in order to actually establish that somewhere. That's true of America, and America's been established for a long time. So now you have quite a lot of people who are way, way too comfortable, and they've forgotten the reason their country was founded. It is slightly depressing to think that the only way Chinese people can do well is by leaving China. But unless you can find some way of creating these political institutions at home, that seems to be the only route forward.
Correct.
Okay, I have something to add. If you think that, of course, aging society, generally speaking, are kind of collective-minded, and because their language, their culture, but if we look at Taiwan as a role model for mainland Chinese, how to do democracy, how to actually voluntarily people are united, working together to better their lives, their communities. And that's a good model, because you don't have to adopt exactly American model, which is very unique and exceptional. I love it. But other countries might say, hey, we want our own model. But as long as you have some kind of rule of law and democracy where people can vote, can choose their representatives, and then go with the rule of law and a little bit free market, because most time human beings just want to have a peace, prosperity, and take care of the families, have fun, enjoying life and the art and music. What's wrong with that? We're all humans. We have so much in common, and the universal human rights values need to be protected. Volunteer basis, people still can socialize with each other and form their communities. You just have those basic ingredients of a civil society, which are those in our Bill of Rights, and limited some government's powers. And I think, Chinese can just look at Taiwan. If mainland China can adopt the Taiwan model, Taiwan, Singapore are one of the strongest aging communities and economies. But why not? China just cannot do that because one-party dictatorship.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a few questions. We have a few questions in the super chat for Lily and the panel, so I'm going to read them real quick, and we're going to get to them. Nick the Greek for $2. Merry Christmas, George. Panel, chat, and mods. Merry Christmas to you, Nick the Greek. Yasu. Thank you for that. And we got Mouse World, member for 3 months. Hello. Hail to you, Mouse World. Thank you for all your support. Always appreciate it. Glad you're here today with us and Lily. Red French Moon for €2. Lily is fighting the celestial dragons. Hail. Oh, hell
I'm
to
a
you.
dragon. I'm a dragon lady. Actually, I was born in China's dragon year.
Wonderful. I have a video right after this. We're going to show you Lily again at, she's taking it to someone. Gig Giggity became a Georgia Giant Slayer member. Thank you, Gig Giggity. Can't wait to see you at the membership stream. We're supposed to have it yesterday, but it's being pushed to this week. So you're going to join us. Thank you, Gig Giggity. And then Istophobos, my good friend. I think he's sending this message to Lily. Let me see.
I can translate for you.
Okay.
So, Lily, I once lived in China. How are you? And you are a good, like a smart soul. Never give up and never surrender. 谢谢. Thank you so much. I appreciate the encouragement.
Wonderful. Thank you, Istophobos. That was for $2. Thank you. It's a very heartwarming message. Olaf, one of our incredible mods, a great human being, for €2. Rob, happy birthday in 5 months, one day prior to mine. It's Rob's birthday here, Lily. Every day it's Rob's birthday.
Oh, 生日快乐. That means happy birthday in Chinese, Rob.
Well, thank you. I take no credit for this. This is the YouTube community who has decided to bestow upon me the great honor of a birthday every day. So I thank everybody who continues to celebrate me on a daily basis. I am unworthy.
In the words of Frosty the Snowman, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Beautiful. Ace Yeager for $5. Love the channel. Thank you, George. Love Lily, who I first saw on Timcast years ago. Lily is a great American patriot, so your voice is so important. Thank you, Ace. That means a lot. Lily is.
That was
incredible.
3 years ago. 3 years ago, talking about Mao's Cultural Revolution on Team Pool, Teamcast. That's when people start to follow me. And some of them in New Hampshire become my campaign volunteers from that show.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, I love that. I love that. We're going to have to talk about that in a minute. Eric Heffelfinger for $10. Question for Lily. If these drones are from our government, what should we look out for in terms of power grab?
You know,
if these drones.
I'm very, very concerned. I mean, it's like who are running our country? Like how can we have those drones just floating around in their neighborhood for so long? And I have not looked into who come out to say where they are from, who owns them, where are they from, you know, what should we do about it? But we demand as citizens a transparency and a quick response. You know, somebody got to come out to say something, right? Otherwise, the people are freaking out. I saw some neighbors were start to shooting the drones last night, and so somebody should step in immediately and look into this, investigate, own it. If you made a mistake, so you made a mistake. But if you have something, it's not a threat, you're doing something, then come out to tell American people. Otherwise, just cause all this anxiety, you know, among the American citizens. I don't know. There's so much stuff I don't know. I don't have time to look into it. But I always love to see the government be transparent and then come out to tell American people we can handle the truth and we need the truth now.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
convinced
crazy.
it's Banksy. It's just Banksy. It's an art
Banksy.
project.
I think I can't stand the constant overclassification in our government. Like everything, like we're idiots and we can't handle what's going on. But
Yeah,
we don't want to talk about that because I've saved up a lot of this drone footage and a lot of interviews from mayors. Eric Heffelfinger again, we got for that. Thank you, Eric. Detailed Devil for $2. Last Emperor, Farewell My Concubine, depict Cultural Revolution. Last Emperor, one of my favorite films.
It's a great movie, but it's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, Robert was saying we don't have anything today. There is nothing. You don't know of any movies today that depict it, do you, Lily? That depict Mao's Cultural Revolution for everyone to see in the U.S.? Like something that goes, this is the best.
Well, I love the movie Concubine. That was great for the older China. But the good two movies you can watch about Mao's Cultural Revolution. Number one is Xiu Xiu. The sent down girl was banned in China. It's a Chengdu girl from my hometown who was sent to countryside as a part of the Mao's Cultural Revolution re-education campaign. See, he finished, used the young people, and he sent them to countryside to be re-educated by peasants. My three uncles went to rural China for 10 years, never got married, and live on like a hard labor and food rationing. And, they were used. That's why I always tell the social justice warriors in this country, please study Mao's Cultural Revolution and the Red Guards. I don't want to be used like a Red Guard. You do not end well. Your life will be miserable because as soon as they finish using you up, they threw you under the bus. And that's a show. Another movie is called To Live. To Live is Chinese movie in English translation that show you the Cultural Revolution, how it started, how it ended. It was both two are very, very sad movies to watch, but I still urge you to watch them.
I'm going to watch them. I wrote them down. Thank you for that. Great question. Thank you. Magnum Norris for $10. Little Platoon. How do we never have more Marxism? Because honestly, it's killing everyone.
It would be really nice if there were a short, simple answer to that question that was guaranteed to end Marxism forever. You will never get rid of it because it's another of those like unappetizing parts of human nature is that people are fundamentally jealous and greedy and they want what other people have. And ultimately, Marxism is the expression of an unsatisfied greed. That's basically what it comes down to psychologically. Marx himself was an incredibly greedy person who thought that he should be given things that he didn't deserve. And we bring up lots and lots of young people in particular who are taught that they are very clever and very educated. And so they should have absolutely everything given to them. And when it's not given to them, they get really angry about it. And then they become quite radical left-wing Marxist types until they find themselves in positions of power. So unless you can solve human nature, unfortunately, you will never get rid of Marxism. But it would be nice to think that you could.
That was brilliantly stated, sir.
It is, but what about